Hi, Darla. Welcome, welcome. Wow, what a full day of autumn art, fall art. I have so many ideas from the streams today. Wow. I'm a little bit early. I'm going to wait for folks to come in. I started out doing these Drindl Dolls. This is the first one I did this morning, and then in the second stream I made a paper doll chain. And of course I did not get it painted because it takes a little bit. I just took a paper sack and cut off the top and the bottom and then folded it up. Wow, they're holding hands here. Folded it up accordion style. You know, you've made paper doll chains in grade school, but I'll bet you didn't make Drindl doll paper chains. And I put a connector between each one. And when you do that, you only want to do like a half of a heart because the other half will be on the other side of the accordion fold. I put a pumpkin here and a heart here. And when you open it up, you get a banner of paper dolls. I think I have 5 of them. So I will be painting these. You might want to use a stronger paper. It just depends on how large you make your dolls and what you're going to do with them. This is copy paper, so it's a little floppy. But I think this is a paper sack, so it's a little heavier paper. So we'll be painting these, but first I want to talk about the hop. I want to talk about the hop. Did we have fun or what? And there's always problems when you do the internet. Shelley, I felt so bad for Shelley. But you know, I lost connection this morning. There was some buffering going on in the streams. And if there's buffering going on, just hold and wait. Welcome everybody who's come in. Hi Popo, hi Rhonda, Barbara Clark, Riri, hi Keisha. Welcome everybody. Hi Kathy D, Nashwa. Nashwa's from Egypt. Thank you for joining us. Hi Leslie, Casey. Welcome, welcome. Mary Lou, Auntie Loopy, welcome. Rhonda's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shelley. Hi Shelley. 2004. Welcome everybody for coming in. Let's go back over here to my description box. I have the channels. Now, after we've completed the hop, like I'm the last person, I'm kind of closing it out now. But I want to remind you that when I put these links in the description box, because folks haven't streamed yet, all you'll get are their channel links. And then after all the videos process, which will probably be tomorrow, I will go back in and instead of the channel links, I will put in the video links. Right now, all you have in here are channel links. So if you click on the channels, you'll have to go to their video stream. And you may not find it right away because YouTube, I think, is a little backed up in processing. Let's see if I can tell by going to my library and going to my videos. Oh, they processed. They processed. But if you're one of the streamers and you go to your videos and you see that it's still processing, chances are until it is completely processed, your subbies won't be able to find your video on your video tab. Now, if they happen to be in your stream, like you can go to the history, and if you just say you were watching somebody this morning and you can't find their stream again, if you go to your history and let's see, if you click on Rosemary Morris, here's Rosemary. She just got done streaming, so she's probably still processing. And you can generally find the stream even though it has not processed in their history. if you watched it in the morning and want to rewatch it. If you haven't watched it in the morning and watched the replay, you either have to find somebody who watched it in the morning and have them send you the link, or wait until it processes. Just YouTube thing. That's my take on it. Let's go back to my stream. Rosemary, she did a really nice job on jelly printing leaves. I have to try that. I have to try it. Let's go back to my schedule here. So we started out this morning with Linda McAllister, and she did journal cards. And I want to do something from every stream, because I watch these videos to learn from you guys. And boy, did I have fun watching it. Did I pick up a lot of fun techniques? So I'm going to use this lavender. I bought a fairly large lavender plant because I have terrible time getting lavender to grow. But I bought a large one, and it's doing good. It's still out there thriving. So, but this is the tag from it, and I'm going to do a journal card on the back of this. I might even go out and get some lavender. So that's what I'm going to do from Linda's. And then I did the Drindl Dolls. I'm going to finish up on those. And then Janet Nash came on with this really interesting sunflower sculpture that she's making out of rusty bits. And I don't know if she's going to put the leaves on it, but right now she's just working on the center part. Very cool sculptural piece. And I love seeing her dog, Freddie. And then Kathy Berg did a beautiful leaves that she used pastel with, but she was showing how she used a gloss, not a gloss medium, but a medium to seal the pastel. And we were talking about that, and she said you could add walnut ink. And look what I have. I have some walnut ink. And I did find a source online, and I ordered some. If you're interested, message me or email me, and I'll give you the source. I ordered some more black walnut shells. Our tree is not producing. I ordered some because I want to gift some so that some of my friends can experiment. But this is black walnut ink, and I added alcohol and gum arabic with that. And I have this gloss medium. I do not use gloss medium that much, but I was gifted this by Annie V. And in one of the comments in one of my streams, it was suggested that I try to do some stamping with walnut ink. And I was thinking that if I use this gel medium and mix it with the gloss, with the walnut ink, I could do some stamping, that it would be thick enough to stamp with. I don't think it's thick enough here. I'm trying to cook down what I have in my pot to make it thicker. I'm experimenting with getting a thickness to it. So I kind of have picked that up from Kathy Berg's stream. And then tonight we came in and Beth Schuler did some reverse collage. I want to do a reverse collage. I have it down here. I'm going to pull it out later in my Victoria magazine. It's a beautiful autumn scene, and I'm going to do a reverse collage page on that. And then Jersey Crafter did these wonderful darling. She did a card for Violet, guys. She did a card for Violet. What a great idea. I need to get a card done for Violet, and I'm going to plagiarize Jersey's idea and make a card for Violet. And I think I'll do a smaller Drindl doll. No, I call it Drindl. It's Drindl. I can't pronounce it. It's a German word. I think it's more like the Drindl. Drindl? Well, whatever. But I think I'll do that and make a card for Violet. You have to go back and watch these streams. They are full of great ideas. And Lahr here, she's going to do a Poe page. Well, today she completely changed her concept, and she did a Poe Shadowbox. go watch Anne's video. She did an excellent job on the shadow box. Very cool, Anne. And Shelley was all set to do tags. My heart goes out to Shelley. That internet was not playing good with her this month or this week. But you know, Shelley will be coming on other Friday nights. I think she was right about where she was calling Meri sweet, and I'm going, I'm not that sweet. I'm not that sweet. And then she started buffering, and I'm going, see, YouTube agrees. So I don't think Shelley was able to get back on till later, but I did notice she posted another video. But Shelley will be catching up. She's doing tags for her November tag book. So go back and catch Shelley on the tags. And Shelley will be on other Friday nights. You'll be seeing more of her. Lori, yeah, I just have to laugh at these girls who say, I just could not get into October. And then they come across with this beautiful art. Lori did these wonderful watercolor cards where she would she'd put watercolor splats on the card, and then she'd squish it with saran wrap and let it dry, and then take off the saran wrap. I have to laugh because Lori was saying how she's not patient with it, and I'm going, that's exactly me. I'm never patient with this stuff. I would be melting that saran wrap or that plastic wrap with my heat gun. And then we ended up just recently with Rosemary, just right before this stream, with Rosemary jelly printing leaves on her jelly plate. Beautiful results. Rosemary never disappoints me. So, what am I going to do tonight to close out? I think I'm going to start. I'm really curious to see what I'm going to. Let's look at chat one more time, and then I'm going to play with this medium and the walnut ink and see if I can do some stamping. Now, I don't think I'll stamp with my gloss medium with a rubber stamp. I don't want to ruin it. I think I'll get out some of my foam stamps, which are kind of crude, but we'll see if it works. We will see if it works. Let's go back to chat here and catch up with folks. Welcome, everybody who's come in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it's pretty late for some of you, so if you have to go to bed before you conk out, I totally understand. I tell you, I slept all afternoon. I missed Barb Owen's stream. I'll have to go back and watch her replay. I conked out. I was tired. But I did watch the morning streams, and I woke up in time to catch the evening streams. Hi, Janet, Darla, Jane Liderick. I missed a lot too. Yeah, there's a lot to catch up on. Let's see. Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Barbara Clark. Hottie Popo is in here. Jean Bainey. Is that how you pronounce that? Keisha's Creations. Candy. Riri. Branson. There's Norma Branson. Barbara says, okay, Meri, I was trying to find this morning so I could watch before the evening hops started. We do a full day of hops on these Fridays. And let me tell you, if you're out there watching and if you stream, and if you want to join us as a guest, message me on Facebook or email me. I would prefer emails. My email address is in the description box below. You'll have to scroll down to my social media. But let me know if you're interested in coming on as a guest streamer. So we have a full day of it. I don't know. It will always be the second Friday of the month. We do it once a month. And it will always be the second Friday of the month. And we have not discussed what we're doing for November yet. So we'll let you know. However, we are starting a Sunday night stream, and that will be the fourth Sunday of the month. And that will start here on October 25th. And Keisha and Shelley are both in that. And She Spins and Lisa Conway and APG Jamie and Lovely Malia. We've got a full crowd streaming, and it'll just be an evening hop. I usually stream on Sunday nights, but you know, it's kind of fun once a month to invite others to stream too. And in this way, when we do a live stream hop, it isn't just coming on my channel and letting me get all the watch time and everything. We hop to other channels. And I want to remind you to please give thumbs up. Not only does it encourage these gals who put so much work into these streams, and they do beautiful things and they give us great ideas, but YouTube, you know, YouTube looks at those thumbs up and they look at the comments, and that's how they decide. The more thumbs up you give, or that a person gets, the more YouTube says, oh, people are interested in this, and the more YouTube will promote that video. So if you get tired of us saying, please give a thumbs up in a stream, just realize that when you do that, you are really encouraging the streamer, because, yeah, they deserve it. So that's the end of my lecture there. There's Lynn J. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Karen Sue. Leslie, welcome. Holly's here. Hi, Holly. Hi, Rosemary. Welcome, everybody who's come in. Now, I usually go pretty late. I don't know, Deborah Brown, and there's Deborah, and Mary Lou, and I can't scroll up anymore. I'm at the top of my scroll. So, if I go too late and you're yawning and you're going, when is Mary going to get done? Just, you know, just say good night. We understand. I usually go late, but I get kind of tired too. We will see how long I last tonight. I did get some rest this afternoon, so I am up and going. I'm reaching for my wax paper. We're going to try to stamp. We're going to try Kathy Berg's, what I learned in Kathy Berg's stream, only she said you can mix it with medium, the ink. And I'll try some different techniques. I'll try painting with it. I don't think I want to draw with it because medium is medium, but I'll try stamping. I guess I have to have it larger if I'm going to stamp. I'm going to put you guys aside, and we are going to do some experiments. I'm going to try it right here on this paper. And I do have gum arabic and alcohol in this, so it should last me a long time, if I can get it open, that is. Wow, did it seal or what? Okay. And let's get out a, let's get out a palette knife here and a paper towel. I have all my paints out from this morning, so my desk is fairly crowded. Not only is my desk crowded, my carts are crowded, the chair behind me is crowded. I've just been having a fun time of it. Let's see if I can get this open. I haven't opened this for a while. Where are my old scissors? If I have trouble opening these, I take my oldest scissors and, whoops, and I get under the lip of the lid and I break the seal. Please use old scissors. Don't use your fabric scissors. And yes, I know the trick of putting Vaseline. Some gals will put Vaseline around the rim, but let me tell you, that Vaseline is never where I want it. I don't know, I'm always looking for stuff, and so I tend to go grab my scissors and just break that seal. And I don't use this much because it's gloss. Let's see if that will, yeah, see how easy it opened? And all you're doing is, because it's gloss, it seals it around the rim here. So I am going to take my palette knife, and I want to get out a brush that I can dip in that ink. And I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to take a big portion of it because I want to stamp. maybe 2 scoops of it here, because I want to stamp with my foam stamps. And see how thick that is? I want a nice thickness. I don't want a real liquidy gel, because it would my desk slants and it would be going all over the place. Now I'm going to reach into my ink here, and I'm going to put some walnut ink on my... I've had more fun doing this walnut ink, and I can't wait to get those hauls. And if you're interested in the source that I have, message me or email me and I'll send you the source information. Let's mix this. Mix it up in there. It looks like it's, of course now it will dry transparent. It looks like it made it a little grayer, doesn't it? We might need to mix more. I might need more of a 1-to-1 ratio here. I got more medium than I do ink. We'll get it there. Let's put some more in there. Let's just, I wanna, although I don't mind the gray. This is a pretty ink though. Let me just put a swish of it here. It is a pretty ink. It's a pretty dark brown color. Let's see if I can't get this a little more brown. I have never done this before. Now I think what Karen was talking about was painting with your ink and then putting a medium over it to seal it, or mixing it in that way. We will see how this turns out. I want it darker yet. Just got to keep going. All I have to get this out with is my brush. And it'll probably dry. It'll probably dry lighter. Let's see how that's going to work. Yeah. Keep adding till we get a pretty brown color here. And it's making it juicier. Now, I don't know. Karen did not suggest that I do this for stamping. This is Meri playing. We'll try some other things with it, too. I think what it did here was my medium turned my ink a gray-brown color, which I kind of like in a way. Let's see if I can, but I wanted to get some thickness to that. Let's see how this stamps, but I better put the lid on this because I've learned from experience that I tend to knock things over. Now, I have my foam stampies out here, my foamies that I made. And let's try, well, let's get one out here. Find one that's, we got the boot. We got the boot. I have an old gray boot. We have a leaf. I have a scissors, but that's kind of large. Let's do the star. All right, let's try. Let's put these up here. Let's put these over here. I don't have room on my desk. Let's move this, which kind of sopped through, didn't it? Oh well. All right, let's try the old gray boot first. And I just want to see how this stamps. I don't like that it turns so gray. But this is how you learn, is by experimenting. You learn by experimenting. And these foam stamps were made from a floor mat that I got, hopefully, that I wanted to use under my, oh, that's kind of cool. That I got under my, that I wanted to put under my chair, but my chair just moves the mat all around. Now that's kind of cool. You can see more of it. Let's take it, instead of putting it in, let's kind of paint it on thin. And I might just try plain ink. We may not need to even mix this with medium. I was thinking that mixing it with medium would make it thicker, but it might just make it messier. You have to experiment. Oh, I like that. I'm not getting the buttons on there. Like, let's stamp this off a little. And I'm done with this mess. I'm gonna put it in the wastebasket because I want to try something else here. Let's try just putting ink on this stamp alone. Let's try that. Just dip my brush in ink. This is how you learn. Rosemary could probably have told me what was going to happen with that. She could probably predict what's going to happen with this, I'll bet you. Like, it's going to be a mess, Mary. All right, I'm just going to brush some ink right and see how pretty brown that is. That's really what I was going for, and by adding that to that medium, it grayed it out a little bit. I'm not sure how this is going to stamp because it's so juicy. It is really juicy, but we'll see. I need to thicken my ink without losing the color. That's pretty. That is pretty. Let's see if I can get more of the detail with a thinner layer of ink. Whoops. I didn't say I could hold on to my stamp all night. All right, I'm going to try it right down in here. Oh, I like that. I like how it's coming off. Let's try the leaf. Let me put this back. So this is just my experiment. This is not going to be a card for Violet. Let's try the leaf. The leaf I put green paint on. Let's see. Let's see how this works. Whoops. Whoops. My painter's tape is getting old on the side here. Yeah. Let me see if I can press that on a little more. All right, let's try this again. And I think I need a fairly thin layer of ink because I think a thick layer of juicy ink will just... And I don't know, if that ink falls into the little grooves there, that might be a good thing. So somehow I have to figure out how to thicken my ink. Inexpensive. I thought maybe that gel would do it, but it turned it gray. Let's try it over here. You guys can see it. Yeah, I think you can. Oh, that's pretty. Let's get another sheet of paper out here. And put my bit on there. Let's get another sheet of paper. Move my gel completely off. So I've got so many things on my desk. So many things on my desk. I need a big table. An 8-foot table is what I need, but an 8-foot table would not fit in this space. It would not fit. I love the walnut ink. We'll just throw this behind me and let it dry. Let's grab a clean one. Let's grab a clean one. I have to tell you though, my brother's done with the mess in the kitchen. I cleaned it all up, but he's glad to see it get cleaned up. He's happy if I keep my mess in this room. He's done with the boxes in the dining room and the fabric on the recliner. Although he never sits in that recliner. He mentioned it, so I moved it to another one that he never sits in. Oh, dear. All right, let's try this again with that leaf. I made this stamp several weeks ago when I was playing with foam stamps. And again, this is made out of a foam mat, floor mat, chair mat that I got at Menards. Whoops. Let's do it on here. Whoops. If you paint on your foamies and you're brushing, you got to be careful because it can splatter on your, and walnut stain will stain. Walnut will stain. If you get it on your clothes. All right, let's see how this stamps off. Let's see how it stamps on. It's pretty juicy. But I wanted to try this because, and I don't think I would put this on a rubber stamp unless it's an older rubber stamp. And unless you figure out a good formula to thicken it and clean it off right away. Well, I didn't get the... It gives the shape, but it doesn't give, until I do the ghost print, it doesn't give the veining. Let's see if I can get a thinner. You need a thinner layer of ink on it. But I wanted to see if I could print stamps off with this juicy ink that I have. Now, one thing you might try, is still I'd like to have it a little thicker, the ink a little thicker, is take a felt piece and soak that felt in the ink and use it as a stamp pad. That might work. That's pretty. So you need a thinner layer of ink if you stamp, especially on these foamies. Let's do another one. Just things to have fun with and things to experiment with. Like this chair pad probably would have gotten thrown out because I was done with it. That's probably too much ink. Let's make a thinner layer here. Things you have around, like leaves out in the yard. And we're going to have to start raking pretty soon. All right, let's do another one here. Yeah, it veined over here, but it didn't, it smushed it in where that ink is thicker. So it's a good experiment to try. I don't think I've solved the challenge of that yet. Stamping with walnut ink. But these were walnuts that I gathered last year. Let me close this up. These were walnuts that I gathered last year from our yard. And all I did was boil them in a pot of water. And then strained them all out in coffee filters. All right, into jars. So we're going to quit on that. Let's see what's going on out there. Let's see what's going on in chat. How about put some walnut ink in a small container and add more gum arabic? Well, that you could do that, but I have to tell you that gum arabic is pretty expensive stuff. That little jar that I had cost me $12. What did I do with it? I put it away, I think. But it's just a little jar, probably not even 2 ounces. And if you're willing to spend that much money getting a thicker ink, you know. But I will say the walnut ink goes on really pretty, a vivid brown, but it dries lighter. It dries a little bit lighter than this. Let's dry this up. That's almost dry, but it'll dry a little bit lighter. But it is, Janet said it looks like it's more dark than the coffee. I don't do a lot of coffee dyeing. I did bring my, let's try this. Let's try this, as long as I have this mess out. Let's put this here, let's put that in there. Let's get some waxed paper out here. I'll just put it on top of this. And I probably should keep that out. And, oh, you know, I need gloves on to do what I want to do. I need gloves. I don't think I'm going to do what I want to do because I was going to dip some fabric in here. But you need gloves on. Otherwise my fingers will be brown. So I'm not going to do that tonight. Maybe we'll do that Sunday night. Dye some fabric in walnut ink. So I'm going to clean this mess up. I think I've satisfied my curiosity on that. We'll just put it like that. So that was one experiment that I wanted to do. How about we make a card for Violet? I feel like making a Violet card. So I'm going to reach over here and get some paper. Janet Jersey made a card for Violet, and I thought, what a great idea. And I'm going, and she mentioned this too. For those of us that stream on a pretty regular basis, we get a lot more done. We get a lot more done when we're streaming, because once you stream for 4 hours, and I stream almost every other day, not quite. I take my weekends, my Saturdays off. But when you stream a lot, you get a lot more done, and then you're done. Then you're done. So I want to make a card for Violet. And I think I'll cut it in half and fold it in half. And I'm going to make a smaller version of a doll on here. So let's get my trimmer out over here. I did not move my cart where I can reach things. So I have to get up and go across the room. But that's okay. I love the idea of doing a card for Violet. So see, I learned from your guys' streams. I get ideas of things to try, things to learn. All right. So I want to cut this at 5.5. This is 8.5 by 11. And if I've got dirty fingers, I apologize. I was playing with the ink. Alrighty. And we're going to make a little doll for her. And I think I'll make it out of fabric. But I need to make a smaller pattern. It's going to be 5.5, I believe, by 4 1/4. For 8.5 by 11 would be 5.5 by 4 1/4. And we might work in some of Lori's beautiful background. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's see. She used watercolor. I don't think I'm going to use watercolor. I think I'm going to use ink. And I think I'll just use one color. And I won't use plastic wrap. I'll use this to smush it with. I'll use this to smush. And let's see if I've got some ink here. I think I got a gold color out. I think I do. Right here. An orangey gold color. It's copper. Let's use a coppery color. And we'll do this first. And maybe I'll just do the whole side. And if it gets messy on the inside, I apologize. Now, I don't know if the wax paper is going to work as good as the but I can dry it. I can dry wax paper. She used plastic wrap. I don't know if I have any of that out. I usually use wax paper. We're going to substitute this. And we'll just squish it like I got a big piece. And let's see. Let's mix that with a little, well, I could use black. How about a little of the walnut ink? No, I want a more, she said. I really think I would like a gold. Let me go over, I mean not a gold, a green. Let's get a green ink. I have ink over here, but I have to go across the room to get it. And you know I don't plan these things out because I just watched her do it. Green. Well, if I use blue, it'll turn green, but I don't want to do that. Let's see. Here's some green. Now what I'm using, well, yeah. What I'm using are FW inks. These are FW inks. And I think I had a laugh at Rosemary and Popo. Rosemary was saying to use them up, or that she got them because, and Popo said she got them because of the price. Hobby Lobby had a big sale on these a couple weeks ago. Now, I think she splattered the ink on and then squished the paper. And is this going to work the same way? Let me reach across here. Plastic bag might work. I thought I had, that's all wax paper. Maybe a plastic bag. Will a plastic bag work the same as, a plastic wrap? I've got this. I've got this one too. This one might work better. I'm experimenting with plastic here. I think this one might work in lieu of a plastic wrap. Like that. Yeah, I think this is a bag that I bought probably a fabric or something in. Okay, all right. We'll just put that on top of the stack next to me. All right, I'm going to do the background first, and we'll let this dry while I make the Drindl doll. And this is going to be a card for, and I might have to cut this and mount it. You know, after I get this done, cut it and mount it on here, mat it and mount it. I might have to do that because I just have a feeling I'm going to make a mess here. So she splattered. Now I think I can hit this with some water because, well, you know, my inks are kind of, let's see what this does. Yeah, this isn't even gonna, this is just gonna drip. Let's see if I can hit it with a little spray of water. And let's hit it with some more. I'm getting bubbles. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Mary's unprepared for stuff. Let's do a smash. Let's do a smash here. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Oh. I I could have smashed it with this, but I'm just experimenting. Oh, I get the same effect though. And I get a pretty over here too. I can make a card out of that. Let's continue with this. Instead of the wax paper that I don't have, the plastic wrap, let's just smash. I don't have the, I need some pipettes is what I need. And I think I bought some. Alright, let's put a little more in there. And let's hit this with some water. Let's move it that way a little. And this away a little. And that, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. This doesn't want to move in that spot. Maybe if I do a smash and a drag, let's do DD smash and drag a little. If I can drag. Oh, that's good though. I just want to get a background for the card. This is definitely not what Lori did. She did with watercolor, and she had water. Ooh, I kind of like this too. I want some more of this coppery. On here. Alright, let's screw these lids on tight. And I'll probably cut these as mats and mat them on the card. And let's hit it with a little water there. And let's hit this. And I'm not going to use that plastic wrap. You have to go watch Lori if you want to see the beautiful stuff. Meri's just doing her version of what she has on hand here at the time. This is pretty though. I like that. And I kind of like what's going on in there. But let's dry these. Let's put my water back over here. I'm done with my inks. Let's get them off and in a tray where I won't lose them. And let's hit these with the heat gun. What makes this pretty is that it's metallic. This is pretty. And this is pretty over here too. That doesn't have much of a, I'll probably use this one. I think it needs some red. Maybe I'll make the dress of the Drindl doll red. Yeah, this definitely has to dry. It's very wet. We'll just set it aside here and let it dry. And I'm going to use this and fold it in half this way. So I know about the size of the card. And let's just fold it. And let me just cut that by hand here. And get my trimmer out again. Because we're going to make a doll out of this. So that'll be cut out anyway. And I think I'll make her in here. Now, where'd my doll run off to? she's over here. We're gonna resize this doll. Now let's get out a pen. And I'll draw her first here, and then I'll paint her. And please forgive my hands. I've been arting today, besides sleeping. Oh dear. It's embarrassing. Hold it a sec. Let's see if I can. I was watching Lori, and she has such a beautiful manicure job. I don't do beautiful manicure. I do dirt underneath the fingernail because I'm playing in the paint and the ink. Well, that's as good as it's going to get. All right, we're going to size this doll down. So, she needs, let's see, let's start in here with her dress. She's going to be pretty small. And she's going to have a kind of a little peasant dress on. And this will be painty, so like this. And she'll have little shoes. And should I zoom in? Okay, I can't see what you guys are seeing. Should I zoom in? I feel like I should zoom in. Welcome everybody who's come in. Welcome, welcome. We're going to make a card for Violet. We can't see your fingernails. I can see them and they embarrass me. I've been tempted to go to a manicurist, but I think I would be wasting my money. Because I'd come home and do a stream, and that would be the end of my... Okay, she's got an apron on here. And really that waist, the neckline should be lower. I'm going to make it a little lower. And this will be painted out, so don't worry about any second marks here. And she's got a pretty puffy sleeve with little ruffles on the ends here. And I'm going to give her a ruffle collar. And another ruffly sleeve over here. And her arms are going to come out. And I think she'll be holding, what shall she be holding? A pumpkin or a wreath? A fall wreath maybe? That says, let's see, let's do her neck here and her head. And her hair, we're just going to give her a hat maybe with, well, maybe just make that with bangs and give her a little hat like that. That's about as much as I can get on. Now I think I'll make her dress red here so that she'll stand out against this. I think I'm going to use this. Yeah. So let's do that. This is inspired by Lori at paintgirlee, the card. And Laura did these wonderful little cookies. No, it was Laura that made the card. Well, actually, it was both of them. Both of them made cards. It was Laura, Jersey Crafter, who made the card for Violet. So, sorry, crafter lady, Jersey. It was Lori, paintgirlee, who did this technique. So I'm kind of combining them. And we're going to cut this out. I feel like I should put some gold in that apron, but I don't think so, because I think it'll blend in too much with the background. So let's just paint her dress red here. And you don't need a whole lot of paint, I'm learning. I still got paint up here that I had to let dry from this morning. It could have made more dolls. And let's let the dress come out on the side here. Like that. Aww. Now, let's wash that out. Paper towel here. And I don't know, I feel like I should make her cap red though too. Let's make her cap red here. Let's give her a red cap just so it'll show up more on the card. And make it a little larger. If I don't like it, I can cut it off. Yeah, I like that. Let's give her a blue bodice. I would make it green, but it would look Christmassy. Let's make it blue. Let's make it this sapphire blue. And I just have a little left, so I'm going to use it out of the cap. And, you know, we're talking about Violet and making cards for her, but let's also say thank you to Janet for taking over and making sure that our FIBSville Friends group runs smooth. Janet is kind of administering that while Violet's gone. And Janet, we do appreciate that. We do appreciate it. So I just did not need much blue there. And just a dab. Let's give her a little bit of yellow hair. We're going to call this her hair in there. You'll see. Oh dear. Let's give her some yellow hair here. Are you guys seeing? Am I in frame? Yeah, you're seeing. Sometimes I can't see what you're seeing because the clamp is in the way of the camera screen. So I have to stand up and poke my nose around it. All right, this is good. We'll give her some bangs. And, whoops, I knocked my palette knife over. Let's just put it in the water. So I think my white is pretty juicy, but we're gonna mix a white for the blouse and some pink for her skin. I might have to do a couple layers of white. White for the blouse and white for the apron. Although we could give her a different colored apron, but I think white would help it stand out. And white collar here and white blouse. And let's put a white apron in here. Maybe I'll put a fall leaf on her apron. Just to make it look. Cut a little, draw a little fall leaf on there. To make it look like autumn. And her socks are white. Get some white socks going on down there. So these little dolls are not hard to do. And I was thinking all of the different ways I could do dolls. And I think I came up with about 10 ways that I'm never going to get to here. A bead doll and a corn husk doll would be fine. And I might do the corn husk dolls Sunday night because I do have corn husks. All right, we're going to let that dry, and we're going to mix a little of this white over here with some pink, with some red, and make a pretty pink for her face. And I don't think I'll paint facial features in. I think I'll just leave it. Leave her faceless. Her arm is already almost colored with the other ink. Now I'm pretty happy with that. Now we just need a dab of black for her shoes. Yeah, get this black out. My paints are so juicy. Yeah, that's juicy paint. I'm tempted to leave the lid off of them, but I'm afraid it'll clump up. Let's give her some black shoes here. Yeah, my paintbrush is splitting. There. Now, let's see. Let's make a little brown color for a leaf. Yeah, hold on. So some of that green. Make a reddish brown, and let's put a little fall leaf on her dress. On her apron. Maybe another one down in here. Because after all, it is autumn. And then when I cut her out and put her on the card, I'm going to make a little wreath, I think, or a pumpkin or something. So let's leave that, and I'll cut her out, dry her off here. Let's put this stuff away. And we will, now I think it's Rhonda. I don't know if, is Rhonda in here? If you are in the FIBSville Friends group, Rhonda's address is in FIBSville Friends. If you want to send Violet a card or something, Rhonda is collecting them, and her address is in the FIBSville Friends group. And if you're not a member of the FIBSville Friends, message me and I'll see that you get her address if you want to contribute. She's taking them, I believe, until November 1st. So let's cut this little gal out. And let's cut her with this. Well, I don't want to cut her with that one because where's my scissors? Now, I'll cut it with this. I bought a new pair of little scissors for my needlework, and I didn't want to use that to cut this paper because it does dull. When you go to cut thread, you will know that somebody has been using those scissors for something other than thread. Who would that have been? Yeah. Who would have done that dastardly thing? And I tell you, I have all these little scissors that I use to fussy cut with, but they travel around with me when I carry my fussy cutting from one place to another. And they just seem to get lost. I'm always losing my small scissors. Yeah, I'll have to detail that a little more in there. Oh, she needs a lace. She needs a lace. We'll have to put lace on her top here. And I don't worry about doing these things too perfect. Cards eventually get tossed, although Violet might keep these, but when I do this stuff, I don't expect the recipient to keep it forever and ever and ever. Just forever. Eventually, they'll either find a new home or get tossed out. I keep everything as long as I'm alive and have a home. Your art will not be destroyed if you send me stuff. Unless it's Happy Mail, then I might use it, use it in my journals and stuff. So this is going to be a card for Violet. And this is one of those little German Drindl, D-I-R, I noticed I spelled it wrong this morning. There's an N in it. D-I-R-N-D-L, Drindl dress. Of course, when you're doing a live stream, you never do things perfect, believe me. And those of you who live stream know what I mean. Mistakes are a common occurrence. Aww. So thank you all. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. We appreciate everybody who does the streams. All the streamers that, like Beth and Shelley and Laura and Karen and I'm not naming them all. Lori. We appreciate all of you. Rosemary was our guest. But you know who else we appreciate? Those of you who come to our streams and support our channels. We appreciate you. Believe me, we appreciate you. Now, let's dry this a little more. It's pretty wet. But it's going to go on here. Yeah, she's going to go on here. And then I'm going to make some fall leaves and a pumpkin, I think. And I think I'll draw a black line. I'm going to have to cut this down a little, I believe. Just because. Let's dry this. We're going to put this on another card. I could make my card a little bit bigger. I could make my card a little larger. And it's going to have to be flattened out. Alrighty, let's see what I have here. I think I'm liking her. However, let's, I'm going to take this off because sure enough, if I don't remove this paint, I'll be sticking a card in it or something. I'm just going to throw this out. Just for safety's sake. Let's look at chat. Let's look at chat. Let's see where I am here in chat. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Aw, thank you, Suze. It'll be a nice little "we're thinking of you" card. I think I'll put it matted, but I think I'll have to make this card a little bit larger. Rhonda is making a care package, Allie K says. If you want to contribute, send it to her by November 1st. And her address is in the FIBSville Friends group. And if you don't, if you are not a part of FIBSville Friends, message me and I'll see to it that you get an address one way or another to send it. Let's see. I have to make sure Rhonda's okay with me sending out her address. Otherwise, you could just send it to me and I'll send it to Rhonda. Jersey says she keeps it all. Janet says, please keep Violet and her husband in your prayers. She still has a long recovery ahead. Yes, and you know, Violet had just started a new job. She just started a new job. So that's just an added pressure. Of course, I would think that any employer would understand because of the current situation that we have in our culture. I don't think that they would replace her or anything because of that. Rhonda says she's putting together a care package together to Violet. Address under Rhonda Jenkins by November 1st. Yeah. Ooh, she used some peel and stick nail polish from Color Street. They look really easy to use. Oh, Loretta, what? Hubby Scissor. Sorry, is it Sitter or Sister? Sister, I think, has the COVID and is not doing well. Oh, I'm so sorry, Loretta. Please stop and say some prayers for those who are suffering from this. Let's just, you know, I really do believe in group prayer, and even though we're not right next to each other, I do believe that a group prayer gets heard. And, you know, I believe there's a God up there who, if you're of the same faith I am, you know, he made us all. He knows our bodies. He knows inside and out. But he also knows our times to go and all of that. But let's just keep those of us who are suffering that they get better soon. My brother's ex-wife, who was really like a sister to me, she passed away earlier this March. Now, they're telling me she doesn't have COVID, but I would love to see her. I would love to see her death certificate, but I'm not going to say any more than that. But her mother, we had to put her mother in a nursing home. Her mother is like 93 years old, And we just received word last week that her mother is not doing well. She's got pneumonia. And I want to go see her. I want to go see her so bad, but I don't know if they'll let me in to see her. I don't think anybody should have to die alone. So my prayer for my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, even while I knew she was suffering, and I knew that we could not get in to see her at the time. They wouldn't let us in because of the COVID. And, you know, the nursing homes have all been on lockdown. I haven't been able to get in to see her mother. And I've been writing to her, and I talked to her on the phone, and she had told me that she's getting my letters that I write to her, so I know that she hears from me. But they're telling us now that she is not responsive. So, you know, but I know she's a fighter too. And I was telling my brother that because it wasn't so long ago, about a year ago, she was in the hospital and was unresponsive. And we all thought that she was going to pass away then, but she got better. And I said it wouldn't surprise me. She's a fighter. It wouldn't surprise me all if she would come out of it. So, but when they can't be alone, I mean, when your family, when you cannot visit your family, I really do believe that we can request angels to stand by them. Now, that's just my personal faith. And especially if they have a faith, you know. And I prayed that for my sister-in-law, and I'm praying it for her mother now. You know, nobody should have to die alone. And if we can't get in to be with them and say our goodbyes, surely the Lord understands. And I've watched, I just feel like we all have an angel. And especially in a time when they are passing away, if we can't get there, I pray that the angels would be by their bedside. So that's my thought on that. I get off on that, but it's happening in our culture today, and I think it's appropriate to chat a little bit about it. It isn't like it's political or anything. Let's mat this card. Let's mat it. Ooh, this is not good though. Let's get out a better. Let's get out a better sheet. And let's see. I'm getting out another sheet of black paper. Now I folded that other one in half, and I'm going to have to make this a little bit larger, I believe. Let me measure. Well, let's cut this first. Let's cut this in half. I think I'm going to use this side. And I'll probably put a gold pen or something around. Gold, I don't know about gold paint because that can get sticky. And I think I like it better like this. All right. And I know that this is, let's get out a ruler and measure. I think it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I want my card to be, do I want a 1/4 inch? Let me stand up and reach these envelopes. I might have to get a different envelope than what I've been using here. These envelopes that I have are 4.75 by 6.5, so I'll have enough if I make this 4 1/2, but that might be a little too much. If I make it 4 1/4, 4 and, well, yeah, 4.5 would be good. 4.5 would leave a nice border. 4.5 by 5 3/4, I believe. 4.5 by 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 and 5 3/4 are 11.5, and I think this is only 11, right? This is 10. Yeah. But I don't want it that way. I want it this way. I'm going to have to trim this down a little if I want to use this. However, I have another sheet that is larger. Let's get it out. Let me get this other sheet out here. Hold the phone. I've got a larger, thicker sheet that's really thick stuff. This is one sheet. This is really a thick cardstock. So if I make this 11.5 by 4.5, I'm cutting a mat. I'm not making a card. I'm cutting a mat. I have to think here. I'm not making a card. I'm not doubling it. I just want it. I want it. I was thinking I was making a card. I'm making a card out of another sheet. I want it. I'm cutting a black mat. I was thinking I was making a black card. I'm not making a black card. I'm making a different color. I want it 4 3/4 by 5 by 6. 4 3/4 by 6. And then if I want to trim any off, I will. But that will be plenty thick. It won't fit in my envelope. 4 and, let me think here. 4 3/4 is awfully thick. Let's make it 4.5. I think I'm going to have to trim this down. Mary's mumbling to herself. This is 4 1/4. Let's make this 4. Let's trim it off here. Let's make that 4. And let's make this from 5.5 to 5 1/4. Now my little doll will stick out, but she'll stick out over onto the mat. And this we will make as Mary's thinking, 4 1/4 by 5.5. And we're going to try it. 4 1/4 by 5.5. And this will fit on here. And then this will be matted on a white card. I might have to make that white card just a little bit bigger. I might have to cut this down a little bit more. Mary's thinking. Jeez. Because if I use this, let's fold this in half as the card base. This is the same size. And we want this just a little bit less. So we're going to cut this down another 1/4 inch. Yes, we are. This is how Meri rolls. She's not a card maker. I'm not a card maker. We're going to cut this down another 1/4 inch. And I have to figure these out every time I do something new. And this is going to be 5 1/4. which means I have to cut this down another 1/4 inch, which I'm okay with doing. We'll make this 5. I want it to fit in the envelope by that's at 4. We want it here. So this will go on to this. Yes, I like that. And this will go on to this. Yes. And then my little girl will go on here. And she'll be a little bit taller, but I kind of like her sticking up. And then she's going to have a little, I think I'm going to make a little wreath or a pumpkin or something there. And I just think I'll write "We miss you" on it. I like that. We miss you. And I'll write it in black. We miss you. And it'll be my own handwriting. I think that's what it's going to be. Let's get some tape out here. Wherever it is at. Probably fell over the cliff. Let's get some. We got that. I keep digging this. I know I don't need to open a new one. I know I've got another one around here, but I don't want to go digging for it right now. I just opened a new. These are from the dollar store. These are dollar store tape. I just dug some out the other night, but I don't want to go digging for it. So we're going to use one here. We'll use this one on her. All right, let's... I think this is dry enough. Let's mat this first. We miss you. We sure do. We sure do. We want her to get well soon. And I might, let's see, what time is it? It's almost 11:15. I might quit after I do this card. I'm pretty tired. I watched too much YouTube today. I'm getting worn out. And Rhonda, if you're in here, if you're still in here, I'm going to send this to you so you can put it in with the packet. So this is going to go onto this like this. And this part, the card for Violet is inspired by the Jersey Crafter because Jersey made a card for Violet. And I thought that was a wonderful idea. The inking of the card background is inspired by Lori, paintgirlee. She did beautiful, beautiful watercolor backgrounds in her stream tonight. Wonderful. Both of those gals did a wonderful job. And Beth Schuler, I might have to pick up with this Sunday night because Beth Schuler did a reverse collage and Lahr did a Poe Shadowbox. And Shelley, you're going to have to watch Shelley Crafty Mama stream and pick up. She's doing fall tags, so I know she'll be continuing on with those. YouTube was not nice to Shelley tonight. There we go. It's a little warpy, but I think if I put it underneath of something heavy, it'll flatten out. And I think Lori used watercolor to do her background. I used FW inks. And I got a little bit more black down there, but so be it. I think I'll put it up this way. Alrighty. The hops were so fun today, this morning. Linda McAllister did journal cards. And Karen did beautiful leaves with pan pastels. She cut her own stencils. She has a Pazzles. I'll bet you her Pazzles is a lot more. Pazzles is a Pazzles, like puzzle, only Pazzle. It's a die cutting machine. And I have one, but mine's an older version. And I decided to get that because at the time, it was the only machine that I could find that you could design with. Now, I think that some of the other machines have come out with more technology that you can design your own designs for die cutting and scan in things to make stencils, and you can do all sorts of things now. When I first bought mine, there was kind of a newer technology. Those die cutters were electronic die cutters. And speaking of die cutting, have you guys been following Tanya and Lisa? They're book carving. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's too much that I want to do. I get too inspired with you guys. I am doing the book carving project with Tanya and Lisa on Tuesday and Thursdays. They work on that. All right, let's see if I can put this card on decent. Halfway decent. Well, halfway. It isn't perfect, but then Meri's not perfect, so. And her head's going to kind of stick up a little here. Come on. Well, we'll pull that one out and pull that one out. This one's going to be gentle, Meri, be gentle. This one's going to be stubborn. Why is it not coming? There we go. All right, now my little girl is going to go on here. Aww. And I'm going to tack her down here with this thinner tape, but I think I might need to use some little glossy accents around here to put her arms and shoes and stuff like that on there. We'll put a couple of these smaller. And I think this, I'm not sure. I think this came from, did this come? No, I'm not sure where I got this thinner stuff. I don't think I got it. I'm not sure where I got the thin stuff. But I like it. The 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch. No, I think that's a 1/4 inch. Smaller tape. Now, let's get out my glossy accents here. Come on, one more turn of the, where did it go? Oh, it's already out. And we're going to kind of put her over to the side. And I think I'm going to have her holding a wreath, and it's going to say, "We miss you." And then I'm going to outline her. Let's outline her first before we put her on there. Let's detail her a little. This pen. Yeah. This pen. This one's fresher. Let's detail her a little here so she stands out a little better. do that before I put it on the card so I don't ruin the card. Give her a neck and a little white collar here. And I still need to make some lace on her jumper top here, on her Drindl. This is a German Oktoberfest costume. Let's outline her arms. And her little apron. And looks like I need a little red spot there. I might have to get out my red paint and fix that little white dot there. And around the edge. Okay, let's put that one over there and this one over here. Let's get rid of all the scrappies. Too many scraps for me. I'm done with the ruler. We can throw this away. We can throw all of this stuff away. I'll keep that. All right, let's go back to the card here. Now, I didn't do her shoes. Let's do her feet here. Little details make a difference. Yeah. Okay, so a card is going to go on here like this. And let's pull the tape off, the release paper off of the tape on the back. Pull it completely off, I believe. And I'm going to take a little of this glossy accent and lightly go around the edges here. Yeah. And I think that will hold it. I don't know, but we'll try it. I'm going to put it right down here. Let's take a napkin and oh, oh. Now I think I'm going to put a little wreath there. It almost looks like a wreath. See, I think I'll draw, let's draw some leaves in here. And then I'll come back in and paint them maybe. I don't even know if they need to be painted. Kind of like them just like that. Maybe I'll put a few strokes inside of them to bring it out a little bit more. And I almost want a bow. Bow should be down here though. When I'm in doubt, I'll cut a little. Let's see, cut a little pattern and see if I like it or not. Let's draw it out here. Yeah, a bow. I'm thinking a bow. A little fabric bow would look nice on there. I have this. Could I make a bow out of it? Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. This came from Becky. Yeah. I'm not sure. Let's continue on here. If I could get a bow out of that pretty satin ribbon that looks like this, cut it out, I wonder if I can. I wonder. This is just pattern. I wish I had Dee Dee's calligraphy handwriting, but I don't. I just have my own. See if I put a bow in there. I like that, and I'm wondering, let's test this, see how this will stream. I think it'll be okay. Let's draw it. The back, I think this is the front. Let's draw a bow on the edge of this and see if I can't get a bow out of this. I'm going to have to, it's going to show, it's going to soak through. But so be it. I'll outline it. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. If I don't like it, I don't have to use it. And I won't spoil it too much because I'm just using the end of this ribbon. And the ink is going to kind of bloom out because it is a ribbon. But I don't really mind that. And let's draw like that. Now, I guess I drew it on the front. Let's see if I can trim this out. Let's use these. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I'm not sure. It might ravel. I don't know. Come on. So thank you all for coming to the hop today. These hops are really fun. And I just love to see everybody, even though a couple of them struggled with the topic, but they came up with great ideas. I understand because I'm not really a Halloween person either, but I certainly do enjoy the autumn. Now it's going to ravel just a teensy bit there. Maybe I can clip that off. Yeah. Come on. Snip. Snip. Oh, I kind of like that. But I do think I'll come in now with some fall leaf colors. Some of that gold ink that I had. The gold and the, well, I got blue. What did I, the black is over here. Yeah. This isn't gold, it's bronze. Let's dip my brush in there. It's bronze, so it's kind of a pretty brown color anyway. Maybe a brown and a reddish color in there. Let's get the red paint out. And I'm going to do what Lori said and double dip. Double dip. Double dip. I wanted to fix this little spot on her dress. Let's do some reds and maybe some yellows on the wreath. Where's my yellow? I think I'm going to have to pour that out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to make this card and then I'll call it a night. So if you're wondering how late I'm going to be at this, probably just until I get this card done. Where did I start painting here, I think? Yeah. Let's get some reds. Now I have to put some of that out too. It's not enough. Put some out here on my desk. I'm learning just that I don't need but a dab. And I have to tell you, I learned that from Cat Hand. Cat Hand, for those of you who watch Cat Hand, she would just use a dab of paint. I'm going, that's not going to be enough. Sure enough, it was enough. And I'm always throwing away or wiping off extra paint. You don't need a lot of paint. Sometimes you need to do a second coat with these craft paints, but not all the time. Let's wash the brush out and let's do some of the ink here. The bronze ink. Aw, I kind of like it. Just leave it like that. And let's get my ribbon out of the way. I still have ribbon to play with. That beautiful ribbon came from Aunt Beck. Let's put my paint over here. I'm a little bit wary of putting this on with glossy accent. I think it'll soak in. So I might just use a little bit of double-sided tape to put that on. Where's my heat gun? Buried my heat gun. Let's dry this a little. And let's take and put that lid back on the ink before I spill that. And outline this a little bit more. I call it detailing it. This was an excellent idea, Lahr, Jersey Crafter. Now, I think I'm going to put this on with double-sided tape, because I don't trust that glossy accent not to soak in and get gummy on it, get gooey. So what did I do with my double-sided tape? Oh dear. I put it over here. I think I can use the whiter stuff. There. And maybe there. And let the bands hang down. Let's just snip it with my scissors. Oh, am I snipping the... Oh, I hope I didn't ruin it. Oh, I think I'm okay. It got a little snip there, but... Alright. I don't have any foam dots or I'd use that. Now, let's see if we can get that tape off. I always fight the tape. Come on. The release paper. Especially on fabric. Come on. Don't be stubborn. Now, to get it up to my face here. Let's see what I'm doing. That one came off. Let's see if I can get this one off. I would use glue, but I've had experience with glue. I've had experience with glue soaking through the ribbon and just messing it up. Yeah, I kind of snipped that ribbon. I didn't mean to do that. I think it'll be okay, though. If I can get it off my fingers now. Alright, let's put it right down in there. Now it's a little, it's not perfect. Let's see if I can get those shreds off. There. All right, I think I'm going to call that done. Now I just want to write "We miss you" on it. Almost went over the cliff. Let's put these scissors back. I don't want to lose those. Those are for my needlework. All right, so let's practice "We miss you." We miss you. That's too big. Let's cut out a piece. I don't want to mess my card up. I don't want to mess up my card. I need to practice. So. Right. So that should give me enough space to write "We miss you." Maybe whack off a little off of the bottom here. And a little off of the top. Otherwise, I'll be going off of the border altogether. All right. Let's set this aside for a minute. Meri's got to practice. I'm not going to practice with that one because I want to use that one. I'll practice with this one. Not that one. I'll practice with... I've got tape on my fingernail there. How did that happen? Jeez. All right, hold it. Hold the phone. We're going to practice our lettering a little here. I'm just going to draw out a couple of shapes to write in. This pen is getting dry. All right. Oh, I keep pulling out the wrong pens. Now that one. Jeez, Meri. Oh, I want to put some walnut ink in here. I'm going to try that before we go. I want to see how that walnut ink sprays. So I'll try it on here. Well, that's another square one. Let's try this one. So, we miss you. That's all right. See, that's we's too big. Miss you. Let's try it one more time. We miss you, we miss you, we miss you. I got my W too big there. We miss you. That's how I'm gonna do it. So let's get out my card. And then I only get one chance at this. We're gonna try it. Here I go. We miss you. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. She'll like it regardless. So there's my card for Violet, and I'll put a little, maybe I'll stamp an owl and put in there. Maybe I'll paint an owl envelope for her. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I have one more thing. I'm going to set this up here. I'm going to turn this paper over again. And how am I going to get that ink from there to there? I need a funnel. I can't do this tonight. The ink will leak out of this jar. I need a funnel. I need a funnel. I could make a funnel. I could make a funnel. How would I make a funnel out of? Here's that gum arabic that I was saying. It's pretty expensive. You get 2.5 ounces and you pay $12 or $13 for it. Or else I would use more of this to stamp with. What can I make a funnel out of? An empty bottle. An empty bottle. Let me look. It's one that I can cut up. I wonder if I could cut this up. That wouldn't be good enough. I need one I can squeeze in. I had little bottles, but I've been cleaning. Let's see what I have in here. Mary's thinking. Mary's getting creative again. I'm not going to give up. I might have a empty in here I can use. Yeah. Not a fine liner, but well, you know, if you want one, it's not going to be there. I have something like this. Mary's going to get creative here. Hold the phone. I'm going to mix this green with this blue. And I think I can make a funnel out of one of these. Probably this one. So let's mix this blue. Will that funnel in there though? I think it will. I might have to squeeze it a little. Is it gonna squeeze? Maybe this one will squeeze better. I'll probably get my hands all inky. I want to mix anyway. Let's mix this blue in with this green. Because I think some of these are, I know this green one that I have here over next to my left hand here, I know it sprays. Oh, and there comes the alcohol ink on my hand here. We'll just get all messy. This is marker stuff. Let's dump this stuff out. Now, if you're wondering what Meri is thinking here, let's pull all of this out. This is all goo from the marker foam. The alcohol ink will pretty much, let's put the lid on this. Was this the lid? No, I think it was, I don't know, I think it was this one. We're going to put that one on it. Yeah. Okay, pooh. Now this is the blue one here, but I'm going to make a funnel out of this by squeezing it here and cutting it. If I can. What's Meri doing? She's making a mess. And this is all dried foam ink stuff. We're going to throw that away. Well, that was pretty, wasn't it? This I can get off. A walnut stain, I'm not sure I can get off my fingers. This comes off pretty good. The marker stuff, I can get it cleaned off pretty good. I'm not so worried about that. All right. But what I want to do now is take this and funnel into there. And if I make a mess, I make a mess. Well, I've already made a mess. But if I make a further mess, I might save that. I might want that. So let's open up my walnut ink. This is the dangerous part here because I have to hold this still with my shaky left hand. And we're going to just pour a little. Well, yep, I've got a little in there. I've got a little on my thumb, but all right. right. There we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. Even if I got a dirty hand. I don't know if the Walnut Ink's going to come off my thumb. I might be brown for a couple weeks. Blue will come off. Alright, let's just kind of clean up my mess here. Put the lid back on that. Put it there. Get my other ink out of the way here. And this is my funnel. I might need that another time. I'm doing this so I can figure out whether this walnut ink is going to spray or not. And I think this, well, that was the blue one. Will that fit in there? I don't know if this sprays or not. Let's see if it'll spray. Oh no, this goes on to the blue one. Here, it's this one over here, I believe. And I'm going to trim that down just a teeny. Walnut ink! Walnut ink paper. I spilled it. I spilled half of it. Not too bad. Not too bad. I was trying to put the lid on this. I was trying to clean off that. Well, nothing ever goes to waste. We'll put some paper on that. Let's get this closed up. I was snipping that. I was going to snip this shorter. There. Now, let's see if this sprays. Yes, it does. So, I proved my point, but now I made a mess. So let's get some papers. I got some dried coffee filters. Let's just put them on there. Don't you think? Let that sop up a little more of the mess. Turn my owl over here brown. He doesn't care. And we'll just set this aside and let it dry. This is just wet paper. Meri made a mess. Meri makes a mess. That's what we're calling this. Let's make a mess today with Dawn. Let's see. Let's save my little bow. And even if I do have blue fingers, I might have a little brown on my thumb, but most of that blue I think will wash off. Clean off. Let's throw all this away. Alright, so now, jeez, I want to get out a stencil. Let's get out this Berg stencil. And maybe that. And what else do I have here? I got some more stencils over here. Here are all my pictures that I was looking for the other day. Jeez, Meri. Oh, I think some of my stencils are... Let's do the Berg stencil. What else do I have over here, though? Honestly. A piece of paper. We could do the owl and the fox there. Let's do that. And let's do these flowers. And we want more paper. Let's get out another sheet of paper. Of packing paper. Do I still have anybody in here, or did you all give up when I spilled my walnut ink? Alright. We're going to try this stencil. We're going to spray through it. We're going to try the birds. And these are Dollar Tree stencils. They're supposed to be sticky, but I used paint on the back. Or did I pull that off? I didn't even pull it off. I painted, but I didn't pull it off. These are supposed to be sticky. But I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it on there. It has a sticky backing on it. These are to use on jars and glass pieces. That's why they have a sticky on the back of a stencil. But I don't peel it off. All right, we're going to try spraying through these. These fox and a owl, a raccoon and a bird over here. Little friends, birds, and flowers. And we're just going to see what kind of, how they work just by spraying. Walnut ink. Here goes. Messy. Messy, messy. Hold a minute. All right. I think I want a pretty dark. This is walnut ink in this spray bottle. I might have too much on that. And here's the fox and the owl, the raccoon, and the bird. I might have too much ink on that. But it sprayed pretty good. Let's lift it up here. Oh, it sprays nice. Let's take a piece of paper. Let's take a piece of paper here and wipe up. Sop up if I can. Cut some of that little bird over there. Another sheet. Here's a little sheet. Get the fox. Doing pretty good. And I need another little sheet. I got too much stuff. Oh, I tore my stencil. Doggone it. I might have to cut another one after that. And I'm looking for a sheet of paper to sop up that mess with. This is called Mary's Making a Mess. A little fox and owl there. A little foxy on there. Just coming off with a wipe up. The bird can dry. Take up the flowers are pretty here. Let's see how they look on the underneath. I knew I had too much on that. And the birds here, I think I let some of it sop through. I think the stencils are going to work nice. I'll have to maybe use a different stencils. These are pretty flimsy. These are these self-sticking stencils are to use on, you stick them on jars like this and then you paint around them. That's why they have a self-stick 'em or a jar or a glass surface. So I kind of like the wipe-ups better than the on that one at least. This one's not bad. I kind of like the wipe-ups. Let's put that one down there. So I am ready to call this a day. Here's my card. We're just going to put it right down here on this. I don't want to handle it too much. So there we go. Not only did I make a mess, I figured out that my walnut ink sprays nice. I don't think it works so good through the stamping with it, though. It's too thin to stamp with. I'll have to figure out a way if I want to stamp with it to thicken it. Move this up a little. I got too much stuff on my desk. I'm going to have to get in here tomorrow and clean it off. But that's what happens when you get inspired. Got a lot of stuff. So, thank you all for hopping with us tonight. Good night, Rhonda. Good night, Jersey. You often like the wipe up better than the sprays. Yeah, this one came out fairly nice if I would have gotten that. I love the card. That's going to go to Violet. This came out pretty good here. This was the wipe up here. This one here came out fairly nice. Okay, I say one more time, thank you for hopping with us. You know, it's the streamers who put in all of the work. Don't forget to give them thumbs up. YouTube recognizes those thumbs up, and that's how they decide whether to promote videos and stuff. So help them out. But also, it's you guys who come and support us. Let's give you all a big thumbs up, because without you guys coming to our streams and supporting us and commenting and chatting, where would we be? We'd be pretty discouraged. So thank you to everybody who came. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know who's on tomorrow morning or afternoon. I lose track of all of that. But Beth Schuler streams on Saturday evenings. And I'm not even going to say the time because I get all that mixed up too. And Violet, we miss you. Hurry back to us. Bye, everybody. Who is on next? Jersey's saying. Jersey, go for it. If you want to stream in that bubble, if you want to do a Jersey-thon, go for it. Bye.